back to Gaming Hot Takes, a series where I read your hottest takes about various video games. In today's video, I'll read your hottest takes about Super Mario 3D Land. Now, this game is kind of forgotten about these days. People like 3D World and Odyssey and 64, but 3D Land, not so much. So I'm very curious what you guys liked or didn't like about Mario 3D. And without further ado, let's get right into your hot takes. 3D Land may be the best Mario game in terms of the feeling of adventure. No fancy gimmicks, just good level design. This is also coming from someone who grew up on it and has a lot of bias, take that as you will. So in terms of adventure, I definitely disagree here. I feel like Odyssey is probably the one that has the most sense of adventure, because you're going across the world, you're going to you're on this giant hat airship going to different parts of the world. So disagree there, but no fancy gimmicks, I kind of agree here. I feel like people maybe look down on this game because there's no really fancy power-ups, besides the Tanuki suit, which is not really a new power-up, but, no fancy, they don't, have a brand new power-up for 3D Land, so, I think that kind of makes people feel a bit down on it. Level design is pretty good, I will admit. We'll get to that in a future hot take, I think. But, yeah, the sense of adventure, though, I definitely disagree there. I feel like Odyssey definitely is one that, evokes that sense of adventure the most, but, yeah, I wish people didn't really rely on, the game needing a brand new power-up or, some sort of fancy gimmick to be a good game, because not every game needs to have a brand new fancy gimmick that the other games had to be a great game. So, yeah, good points here. Interior levels were more aesthetically pleasing than Galaxy's interior levels. Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. I do like some of the ones in this game where you got the one area in the desert that was kind of cool. The house you go in when you're doing the little beat block level, that was a cool one. But overall, you can't really you can't compare this to Galaxy and Galaxy 2. Those were space themed and had lots of cool out of this world ideas. So yeah, I appreciate that you maybe think otherwise, but I think most people, if they were to read this, would probably disagree that this game has more aesthetically pleasing levels than, or I guess interior ones than Galaxy. So I appreciate your take here, but I disagree here. It's 100 times better than 3D World. The level designs were much more unique and fun to go through. Again, gotta disagree here. I mean, I think a lot of people, like I said in the intro, are probably down in this game because they're comparing it to 3D World, which is the better game, obviously, but do we have to compare 3D World every single time we make a take on this game? Because again, this game is still good on its own. I don't think we have to bring 3D World into this mix to really compare how good this game is. So yeah, I disagree here. 3D World especially had the most unique designs, I think, of any Mario game, or at least some of the most unique designs for levels, the train levels. Hands-on Hall was a good one. So yeah, again, I wish people wouldn't would just judge the game on its own merit versus, having 3D World be, the measuring stick for how good this game is, because they're two separate games. They have the same kind of idea here, but, yeah, even though, I would say 3D World is probably 100 times better than 3D Land, the other way around, but, yeah, this game is still good. We'll get into more hot takes that are probably gonna, compare 3D World to this game and, say how shitty this game is compared to 3D World, but, we'll get there when we get there, but this take, I don't agree with. Not sure if this is a hot take, but it has one of the best final boss fights in the series. You aren't actually fighting Bowser. He's so angry that you have no choice but to run from him. Yeah, people do not talk about this Bowser boss fight enough in my opinion. This is a top 5 in my opinion. Not the best one of all time, but this Bowser boss fight was incredible. Like you said, you having to run from him across these platforms where he's shooting fireballs at you, and then you got that ending bit where he's charging at you. You have to press a button before he gets to you. So yeah, this final boss was incredible. I enjoyed the hell out of this one. Obviously, Galaxy is probably better for me. Meowser from 3D World is probably better for me, but this final boss fight was absolutely phenomenal. I enjoyed every second of it. It's got a great soundtrack as well playing. So, Yeah, for sure agree here. This one needs more love because this is one of the best Bowser final boss fights in any Mario game. Before 3D World came out, it was revolutionary. I truly felt like I was playing a 3D successor to Super Mario Bros. 3. I loved it a ton whenever it was my first playthrough. Yeah, this game definitely was a time, you know, back then, like, these kinds of games weren't really common, I guess? I don't know. But for Mario games, like, they were either 2D or 3D, but this game kind of, I guess, blurred the lines a bit between being, you know, 3D or 2D. It's basically a 3D game that's played like a 2D one, right? So you got, like, 3D environments, but it works kind of like a 2D Mario game. So, obviously now it's shown its age with, like, other games that have come out since then, like 3D World and Odyssey. But, at the time, yeah, this game definitely was, like, you know, a new concept for not just Mario games, but maybe, like, other games in general. But, yeah, even though nowadays it's obviously, you know, not as revolutionary, I think back in 2011 it was definitely a time to, like, really, you know, test new things with Mario and see where they wanted to go with things. So, even though I do like Sandbox Mario more, like, I'd rather play, like, a Galaxy 3 or Odyssey 2 nowadays if they make one versus, like, a 3D Land or 3D World sequel. This whole style of Mario definitely was fun, and, I'd be down for it again, but, I think if I were to, like, have my wish of, like, a new Mario game, I'd like Sandbox more. But, yeah, this idea definitely was cool. It deserves a remaster on Switch 2 with Galaxy 2. Yeah, Nintendo, where was Galaxy 2 in Mario 3D All-Stars? That's the main reason I didn't buy it! Because there wasn't Galaxy 2, oh, that wasn't the main reason, but it was one of the main reasons, because, like, how do you have all these other 3D Mario games, like 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, but no Galaxy 2? Like, I don't understand that they had the IR camera for the pointer, like, why not just, or wait until Switch 2? Like, we have better, like, Joy-Con or whatever, I don't know, we have mouse controls, put it on Switch 2 now, we have the technology, I don't know, but, like, anywho, 3D Land Remaster, I'm not really sure if that ever happened. I think that game was meant to be a handheld game, like, throughout its whole entire lifespan. I don't know, like, if it were to be remastered, wouldn't it be, like, just a 3D World sort of game? Like a 3D World sequel, almost? I don't know, I can't really see how a remaster of Mario 3D Land would work, but, I'd be down to see him try. Maybe a new art style, maybe a new, gameplay style, I don't know, but, yeah, I think the chances of it happening are probably low, but, I'd be down to see it. Stop! Now she'll die a virgin, stop! Stop it! Okay. Stop. Okay.
Stay the fuck in the fucking car!
Oh, fuck! That was a sneak peek of all the content that you might be missing out on by not becoming a YouTube member. When you're a YouTube member, you get so much bonus content such as all my anime watch-throughs, classic content like old Twitch streams, movie watch-alongs, and more. So what are you waiting for? Hit the join button down below, pick the tier you want, and enjoy all the benefits that come with your YouTube membership. If you're already a member, thank you for your support, enjoy your benefits, and now let's get back into the video. It's kind of boring at times, and that's something that Mario games shouldn't ever be. This game is not boring, I disagree here. There is a hot take that we'll get to here in a bit that kind of touches on why this game might be boring for some people, but this game's not boring to me. Like, yeah, it's not the most creative Mario game ever, like, the levels aren't the best, but, like, it's not boring. It's still a fun game. Even if it's not your favorite Mario game, it's still a fun game to go through. Like, it's still got fun levels, fun bosses, fun music, fun gameplay, so, yeah, there's a hot take we'll get into here in a bit that, like, has a reason why this game might be boring for some people. We'll get into that when we get there, but, for me, this game's not boring at all. I didn't once find it boring. Like, yeah, the levels could have been, you know, better overall, but, it was still a fun game. The Tanuki suit was the lamest, laziest power-up to bring into 3D. The frog and hammer suits would have been perfect. First off, no they wouldn't have, because I think the frog and hammer suits were actually not that great after playing Mario Bros. 3. They were fine for a bit, but then you use them more often and they're actually not that great, so I'm actually glad they didn't bring those in. Tanuki's suit being lazy and lame, I mean, yeah, this game could have maybe had, like, one brand new power to make it a bit more unique, but, it was fine. I think the main reason why is because, like, it didn't work like the other games where you can use it for, like, a while if you charge it up and then fly through the air for a while. So, I think them having it be like where you just fly for a bit and then you can glide down slowly, I think that kind of turns people off about it, but I don't think it's lazy. I mean, they've been using power-ups for God knows how long now in the 2D games and the 3D games, so, I think if we're criticizing this, then we gotta criticize, like the Fire Flower, you know, the Mushroom, the Star, the One-Up, or not the One-Up, that's not a power-up, but, what else? Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna criticize the Snooki suit, we gotta criticize the other ones, like Fire Flower, Mushroom, and Star, that have been there for, like, the whole entire freaking series' lifespan, so, yeah, I don't think it's lame or lazy. Like, I would prefer a brand new power-up, as I mentioned earlier, but, I was fine having my good old Snooki suit back, because it is a great power-up. I didn't like the movement. Mario can't build up speed in the air, and the slide jump felt like a nerf version of the N64 game. You know, I actually kind of agree here. I thought the movement was a tad bit slow. I thought it was a little bit weighty. Like, does that make sense? Like, Mario felt a bit too heavy moving around. I don't know. But it could be, too, the 30 FPS and the fact that it's on a handheld. I don't know. But, yeah, I do kind of agree here. I wish it was a little bit speedier. I mean, maybe a remaster, as we mentioned earlier, might fix that. I don't know, but, yeah, speed in air, I definitely agree there. The slide jump, yeah, it is kind of nerfed, I guess, but, just overall, the movement does feel a tad bit sluggish, and it does feel like Mario maybe is a bit weighty when he's moving around. So, yeah, I actually agree here. I'd actually want to see a remaster maybe spice up the movement and maybe make him a bit quicker, but, yeah, I agree with this take. Boom Boom and Pom Pom have enjoyable fights if you give them 2 seconds to actually move. Yeah, see, that one really fixed the problem. They're really easy and fucking pathetic boss fights. Like, they're fine characters, but their boss fights here kind of suck. I think World probably made them a bit better, but, yeah, like, if you can speedrun them, just jumping on their head as you start the fight, it makes for a bad boss fight. It's so easy to cheese it and, you know, be done in, like, maybe 20, 30 seconds, because they have to, like, move around. Like, if you could just, like, jump on them over and over before they keep, like, going to their shells and then, like, moving around the stage, that'd be even worse. But, yeah, I think because they're also kind of slow when they do their attacks, too, so, I mean, it doesn't really fix that issue either. So, yeah, I think the issue is just they're too easy to cheese, and they're just easy overall. So I think them being harder would have made this a little bit better, but giving them time to move wouldn't have really fixed the issue here. In some ways, it felt like a tech demo. Instead of feeling like the magic of the Mushroom Kingdom, it felt like generic computer puzzles. But altogether, it's an amazing game. It's very fun. The visuals are still pretty. So I'm not sure of the whole story of this game. I'm not sure if it was like meant to be a tech demo at first before it became a full-fledged game. But I don't think this game feels very tech demo-ish. I feel like if there's a game that does feel tech demo, it was probably like Portal 1. That was a good example. But yeah, because again, you gotta remember, this game is on a handheld, right? And it's on an inferior handheld to like the Switch, for example. So, you know, they only have so much technology to work with to make it like a, you know, as big as they can make it. So, I didn't once feel like it was a tech demo. Generic computer puzzles, I mean, the puzzles are fine in 3D Land. They're not really that great, but I didn't find them, you know, boring or bad or anything. But yeah, like, I guess if you are comparing, like, every single Mario game as far as, like, which ones feel the most tech demo-ish, and I guess this game might top that list, but even then, like, this game, if it does feel very tech demo-ish, it's still astounding that it, you know, feels that way and still is as good as it is. So, yeah, even though I didn't feel that way, if you feel that way, that's fine, but, even if it is a tech demo sort of game, it's still a good game, so I guess there's that. The second half of the game is just an over-glorified remix of the same level you already played. Super lazy design and only is ahead of Mario Bros. 2 for portable Mario games. This right here is what I was waiting for. This is probably my most, or my biggest, knock against the game, is that the special world, right? It's fun, but, like, most of the levels are just rehashes of the main world levels, right? Like, you got, like, levels that just add timers and harder enemies and add the shadow clones to them, which is fine, but, like, I kind of want new levels, right? I mean, the new Mario Bros. Games on, like, Wii and 3DS, like, they have, like, special worlds too, but they actually, like, you know, have original levels for the most part, so I kind of wish this game did that too, because, like, even though there are one thrown in there, like, from time to time, I think the vast majority of them are, like, you know, rehashes of other ones, so, you know, it's not the worst thing ever, but, like, you know, when you play a game that's as good as 3D Land was at the time, like, you kind of want to have the special world be, like, you know, a second game sort of thing, where it's, like, you got, like, a whole bunch of new levels to play, so, yeah, I do wish there were more original levels, so, that is by far my biggest knock against the game, is that I did want more original levels out of this game, but, what was there was fine. I just wanted, you know, more originality from this game, because, it could have used a bit more of it to really make it, more loved in my opinion. Alright folks, that is it for your Mario 3D Land hot takes. And I'm sure that you guys watching this who maybe have not done hot takes yet have your own hot takes for future episodes. Make sure you guys are following the BC King Gaming Hot Takes Reddit page. Link is right here or in the pinned comment. So go check it out and you can submit your own hot takes for a future episode. But in the meantime, make sure you guys also subscribe, ring the bell, and smash that like button if you enjoyed today's video. And I will see you guys as always in the next one. Goodbye everybody!